Welcome back. Few politicians have made more out of a losing campaign than Beto O'Rourke. The three-term Texas congressman came within 2.6 percentage points of defeating Ted Cruz in Cruz's bid for re-election to the Senate last year. But no Democrat has won statewide office in Texas in a quarter century. And so the excitement that O'Rourke's near-miss campaign generated made him a winner in the eyes of many political journalists and national Democratic donors, and it helped launch his 2020 presidential bid. But since starting with saturation television coverage, a Vanity Fair cover story, you could argue O'Rourke's candidacy has stalled a bit, and he's decided he needs to do a better job of reaching out to a national audience. Well, Beto O'Rourke joins me now from Oklahoma City. Congressman O'Rourke, good to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
Let me start with the basic question that you have to, your job with the Democratic electorate. What distinguishes you from the other 22 people in this field that makes you the unique best nominee that the Democrats can find?
You look at the range of historic challenges that we have in healthcare, the economy, confronting climate before it's too late, and then this very polarized country, continuously divided by this president, an already badly damaged democracy, further undermined by him every day. My whole life's work has been about bringing people together and making this democracy work for everyone. Just to point out our campaign in Texas, the largest grassroots effort our state had ever seen, won more votes than any Democrat in our state's history, but also won independence for the first time in decades. 500,000 Republicans joined our movement, and young voter turnout was up 500%. And though we didn't win, we helped to flip the House of Representatives with 2 new members of Congress from Texas, 17 African-American women elected to judicial positions in Harris County, literally changing the face of criminal justice in our most diverse city, showing that democracy can work when we show up for everyone, write nobody off, and take no one for granted. And we did it all without a single dime from a single political action committee. Making democracy work, that's what it's going to take to defeat Donald Trump in 2020 and bring this country together again in 2021.
So your pitch is you can run a better campaign. But I guess the other question is, how is it that you're uniquely qualified to depolarize the country?
Well, I think my service in Congress every single day for 6 years in the minority, able to work with Republicans and Democrats alike to expand mental health care access for veterans, protect public lands, work on the U.S.-Mexico border to address legitimate security issues while facilitating trade and travel.
In fairness, your 6 years in Congress were among the most contentious until now between a Republican Congress and President Obama. You served during a very contentious period between those two. There aren't a lot of things that you could say you got done, in fairness, right?
No, I'd argue the point with you, Chuck. Being able to connect veterans returning from service to this country after they'd put their lives on the line for us with the mental health care that they need to be able to get back on their feet and continue with their lives in their communities is one of the most important things that I could have been associated with. One of my proudest accomplishments. Being able to do that in the minority with a Republican-controlled Congress shows that we will stop at nothing, work with anyone, anytime, anywhere to serve those who put us into these positions of public trust in the first place. So I'm accountable to the people that I serve. I listen to them. I show up. I think that's part of healing our democracy. Don't take big money, corporate money, special interest money, lobbyist money, or PAC money. This is all about people in this country making this democracy work. It's the only way. There's no one person. There's no one political party. It's going to take a movement. It's going to take all of us, not just to defeat Trump, but to bring this country together around these historic challenges that we face.
I want to dive into immigration here in a second, but one last question sort of on the state of your campaign. Are you disappointed that what started out with a lot of buzz suddenly feels as if you're sputtering a little bit? And what is your explanation for it?
I'm not disappointed. I mean, I knew this was going to be tough. This is perhaps one of the hardest things that one can do, but there are so many extraordinary people, these volunteers who are showing up, knocking on doors, making phone calls for us, the folks that I meet in town hall meetings all over this country who meet this moment with the urgency that it demands, whether it is gun violence, whether it is making sure that women's reproductive rights are protected, or guaranteeing that we confront the greatest challenge we have ever faced in climate and make the generations that follow us proud, because we've freed ourselves on a dependence on fossil fuels, embraced renewable energy, and led not just this country but the world to ensure that we don't warm this planet another 2 degrees Celsius. These are the important conversations that we're going to have, and we won't be able to accomplish this in just one media cycle or in a couple of months. It's a long, hard-fought campaign, and I'm looking forward to meeting my fellow Americans who want to become part of this.
All right, you're one of only two of the candidates that has rolled out a full-fledged immigration plan. Ironically, both of you are Texans. I think that says a lot about that. But one of the things you say in your plan is the first thing you promise to do is to take executive action to undo things like the travel ban, deal with family separations. I am curious, how does this square when President Obama added DAPA, right, extended the DACA protections for Dreamers to some of the parents? You said this: I strongly dislike adding to the precedent of presidents bypassing Congress to achieve something they think is important to national interest. The motive is noble, but the means are really hard to stomach. I know once people get elected to the presidency, they suddenly love the executive power that they have. Are you worried that you're going to focus on executive power and essentially leave the immigration system vulnerable to another president?
The critical thing is to make sure that we overturn this president's executive action. So, Muslim ban. When has a country ever banned all people of one religion as though they're somehow defective or violent? That cannot be us. Or putting kids in cages, or deporting their moms back to the countries from which they fled, or keeping them separated even today with no hope or prospect of being reunited. Those things we must overturn on day one of our administration. But to your point, Chuck, absolutely, we're going to have to work with Congress to rewrite this country's immigration laws in our own image. The 9 million legal permanent residents, let's make sure that they become U.S. citizens as soon as possible, waive their citizenship fees, mail them already filled out citizenship application forms. 11 million undocumented, start with the more than 1 million Dreamers. Free them forever from any fear of deportation by also making them U.S. citizens in this, their true home country. Follow our asylum laws, and then invest in solutions in Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador. Reduce violence there so that no family has to make that 2,000-mile journey to our border.
On the asylum laws, do you have any empathy towards the administration right now that says they're being overwhelmed here? They need some temporary help from Congress to deal with this, whether it's, maybe changing the asylum law. Are you at all sympathetic to that?
My empathy and my sympathy is with the families who've had to flee the deadliest countries on the face of the planet, who are met with the greatest cruelty and inhumanity in this country's history. We have the capacity to be able to take care of those families.
I'm
proposing a family case management program.
Can the city of El Paso keep handling more and more migrants coming over the border?
This country, the United States of America, absolutely can do this. We had 400,000 apprehensions last year, Chuck. In the second year of the George W. Bush administration, there were 1.6 million apprehensions on the U.S.-Mexico border. If we treat people with the humanity that they deserve, if we release them from detention into a family case management program to ensure that they follow our laws at a fraction of the cost, to improve our security and ensure that the asylum laws that are on the books are followed by this country, we will be safer, more secure, and we will be living our values. But if we follow that up by addressing the root problems in the Northern Triangle of Central America, fewer families are going to have to make that journey in the first place. We cannot meet them with walls or cages. That will do nothing to alleviate the root problem. We must go to the source and show true leadership in this hemisphere.
Beto O'Rourke, I'm going to unfortunately have to leave it there, but that's why I figured we could dive on one issue. You come back, and I hope we can dive in on some more as this campaign goes along. Thanks for coming on and sharing your views this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.